how do you go upstream? I gotta tell you a story real quick. I was in Alaska 2 weeks ago, and I went up for a little fishing trip with my cousin Paul and my nephew Aaron. And we went to fly fishing in a little town called Sitka, right outside Sitka. Anybody ever been up to Alaska? You know where Sitka is? And it's a port for a lot of cruise ships. Is that what you did? Did you do a cruise ship pulling them? No. So he owns a little company called Adventures Alaskan Getaway Adventures. And on one of our days, we got in a little seaplane and we flew up to the eastern part of the peninsula there, and they dropped us off, and we went upstream, and then we were going to walk downstream fly fishing. Anybody fly fishing? So you know how the fish are swimming upstream there, and so we're walking downstream, and there he's going to pick us up in the boat down here. We're about halfway through, and halfway down the beach, and my nephew goes, "Oh no, bear! Have you ever seen a 750-pound grizzly bear? And you're fishing in his pond." And this is the first time I ever encountered this. Paulie, who's been in many of these situations, he knew exactly what to do. And he said, "Get behind me, form a V." So there's three of us. He's here, Aaron's here, and Paul's here, Aaron's here, and I'm here. We got this V. He says, "Now start walking towards the bear." Now that is very counterintuitive. And I said, "Are you sure, Paul?" He goes, "If you don't, he'll eat us." We'll start walking. And what Paul is saying is you've got to stake your territory. You've got to claim it's your turf. If you run, the bear thinks you're an animal who's afraid, and he's only 22 feet away from you, so he could leap over that thing, he would grab you and tear you apart. And I'm so counterintuitive. I'm like, "Paul, are you sure?" And he goes, "Take one small step." He said, "Now start talking to the bear." And he says, "Bear, this is our territory, bear. Bear, you walk around us. You don't need this part. There's plenty of water for you. Move on, bear." This is Paulie talking. And he's got this, I've never heard this voice from my cousins before. He's got this very strong, powerful, masculine voice. And he goes, "Come on, you guys, talk to the bear." And I'm like, "Bear!" "Come on now, bear." He looks at me and goes, "Do better than that." But then he reaches down, and what I didn't know that he had on him the entire time, anticipating this, is he took out a 500 and spent it. Anybody know what a 500 spent? It's the largest hand I've made. And he's got the gun in the air like this, and it's a cannon. And he's looking at the bear, and he says to us, "If the bear comes within 8 feet, I'm taking him out." And the bear's now about 20 feet away, and he starts walking towards us, and Paul's going 19, 18, and I'll never forget these words. He goes, "Don't make me do it, bear." And I'm like, "Please don't make me do it." And the bear started coming to him, and the next step, I was like, now about 12 feet away, and he goes, "He's got 3 more feet, and I'm taking him out." Because what Paulie told us is that the bear will test you. He'll just walk towards you to see if you're going to run. And if you run, he'll eat you. And if you don't run, he'll walk away. He's just testing you. And so, right there, he's like about 9 feet away, and Paul goes, "Bear, don't make me do it!" And the bear just stops down, because he was on his floor. He was on both of his claws, walking towards us like this. And he dropped down to the floor, and he just looked at us and smiled. "Just testing." And he walks away. And I'm like, and for the next hour, we just sat and we debriefed about it. And I was looking for these lessons. What did I just learn? And I learned a lot from that. The most important thing I learned is that you go into the woods with a 500. That's important. You be completely prepared. Always be prepared. But more importantly, the lesson I learned is under fear, when you're in fear, step into it. Because if you run away from it, it will devour you. And it's so counterintuitive. Would you agree with that? Yeah. And a metaphor, I could say to you that what I'm about to show you right now is very counterintuitive. What I'm about to show you, how you do this, it's going to challenge you right now to step into some of your fear, because it's something new, it's something different. I'm going to show you something very different around marketing. And I'll tell you, it's the same way I felt when Paul said step towards the bear. I was like, that's not what my instincts say to do. My instincts say run away from the bear. But I know that if I just listen to somebody who's been there before, I'll live. And if I don't, I'll pop my body. And so